So we have finally seen Wolves announce the signing of Rodrigo Gomes, coming in from Braga, confirmed today by Wolverhampton Wanderers. We're going to be giving you a little bit of info on the move today, the type of player that he is. So, of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below as well, guys. But Rodrigo Gomes, 20-year-old Portuguese player, has joined Wolves for a fee of in and around £12.7 million, joining Wolves on a 5-year contract, with Wolves having the option of an additional year as well. A fantastic signing. Really excited to see how he gets on, and it's obviously a player that Wolves have kept their eye on for a while. If we look here, the first initial reports on this was actually New Year's Day of this year. Bruno Andrade was fairly sure that Wolves had an agreement in place, or looking to at least strike an agreement with Braga. Of course, Gomes was out on loan this season at fellow Portuguese side Estoril, and it took until last week before David Ornstein, the ever-reliable David Ornstein of The Athletic, confirmed that there was an agreement in place. Of course, Gomes then had his medicals yesterday, which was Tuesday, in Wolverhampton, and then we've finally seen a confirmation from the club as well today. So Gomes, as a player, played quite a lot as a right wing back for Estoril, but can play all down the right hand side really, whether it's a right back, right wing back, right midfielder or right winger. Has played on the left hand side as well, but can play centrally, potentially as like a number 10 as well, in behind the striker if needed, and got that flexibility and versatility as a football player, which is key for Wolves really. Matt Hobbs has said how important it is to have that sort of work rate and that versatility as a player, and he's sure that the Wolves fans are going to love Rodrigo Gomes. But I'll go on to some of Matt's quotes later on in the video as well. Very quickly, we'll look at the his percentiles on FBref. Now, if people haven't seen these before, this is basically to give you an idea of the type of player and what the qualities and what they're good at. Obviously, the higher the number, it's ranked out of 100. The higher the number, the better they are, or the best they are at said stat. Because he's in the Portuguese league, these are based off other players, or compared to other players outside the top 5 leagues. So you're still looking top division, top leagues across Europe really, but outside of the top 5 really. But you can see here, whether you look at him as a midfielder or look at him as a fullback, he's got really strong percentiles in a number of areas, with his non-penalty goals, his assists this season for Estoril as well. And then you look at his dribbling stats as well, in terms of his progressive carries. That's probably one of his strongest points, Rodrigo Gomes. His ability and quality on the ball is phenomenal. And you can see their successful take-ons and his touches as well. And then down the sort of bottom there, you've got your defensive stats, the blocks and the clearances. Obviously, if we look at him as a midfielder, the clearances are going to be, such a high number. But if he's playing as a wing-back, that's sort of to be expected, really, to be completely honest. But yeah, he had a very decent spell for Estoril. They didn't have a great campaign overall as a club, but he played 30 games for them, started 26 of them this campaign. He scored 7 goals and got 7 assists in the league. Still a very young player. I am very intrigued to see where Wolves slot Rodrigo Gomes, whether they do see him as a more attacking player, or whether they do see him as a wing back long term. But I think the player's work rate and versatility is going to be a massive bonus. And as far as I'm aware, I think this is the earliest Wolves under Fosun have confirmed a signing ahead of the new season. Of course, there's a few that have possibly been pre-agreed but haven't been announced till the 1st of July. But as far as I'm aware, and I had a quick look, I think this is the earliest signing under Fosun, which is key. And it's going to be difficult with the European Championships, the Copa America, the Olympics. And so I don't think Wolves are going to bring any others in, obviously, before they kick off. But certainly it's key, because there were links with Atletico Madrid. Although there wasn't any official bid or inquiry as such, there were big links and interest from Atletico Madrid. And maybe that just gave Wolves that little bit of a nudge to get this move sorted sooner rather than later. But he's certainly a player that was in demand, or certainly a player that clubs were keeping their eye on. And I know Wolves, for a fact, have been working on this deal for quite a long time and have been in touch with the player a few times since the turn of the year as well. Very quickly looking at some of the quotes from the player himself. Rodrigo Gomes said, he said that it is a dream come true to come and play in the Premier League. For me, it's the best league in the world. It's a real pleasure to be here, and I'm thankful to Wolves for this opportunity. The Premier League for me is the best league in the world, and of course it's going to be a challenge, but it's also a dream. I'm very excited to play here and do my best. And I think it's key as well that obviously Rodrigo Gomes is with obviously going to enjoy his little summer break now, but he's going to be with the squad from the start of the pre-season, which is always helpful. You got a full pre-season. Of course, it's Gary O'Neill's first full pre-season as Wolves manager as well, to instill his ideas and get some confidence in these players again. So that's absolutely huge for him. And of course, coming from Braga, which is where Pedro Neto really made his name as well. So a lot of similarities between Rodrigo Gomes and Pedro Neto, and hopefully, maybe barring the injuries, we certainly get a player of that sort of quality once again. And again, with the fee as well, I think of 12.7 million. It's one of these deals that are going to suit Wolves in the long run. It's not a massive fee, which has stung us hugely in the past. But definitely, a fee similar to the João Gomez deal is probably the best one, where this is Matt Hobbs working the market and doing extremely well in finding a player for a certain fee, and certainly giving you a huge chance of making a huge profit if you wanted to sell in the future as well. Matt Hobbs also made comments on Rodrigo Gomes as well. He said it's nice to do one early in the summer, so Rodrigo will be able to join the squad for the first day of pre-season, which is great for the player and the coaching staff. They can work with him from the start. He's a great character, a great boy, and will really fit in. Scouting has taken a while. He's a player we followed for most of the season since he went out on loan. He's a player we know very, very well and have done an awful lot of work. Getting him in has been relatively smooth because Rodrigo was clear that he wanted to come here and he is excited. He also said he'd call him a wide player who could play on either side. I've seen him play on either wing and centrally. His combination play is good, so he can play as a 10, but he's primarily a wide man. It's good if they can play a number of positions. Versatility just for the sake of it doesn't work, but when they've shown quality, players like that really help, meaning we can have fewer players in one position. Primarily, his job is to complement the attacking side of our game with his pace and delivery. Versatility is important because he can fill in a number of positions. But yeah, really excited to see Rodrigo Gomes, of course, such a young player still, and the first signing, hopefully, of a really productive window for Wolverhampton Wanderers, and certainly hoping that he could be a success at this football club as well. But we'll wait and see. Fingers crossed it is a successful Wolves. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, what you think about this deal. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon.